Welcome to another episode of Jazzy J Man coming at you live. Well, let me talk about P.Diddy. But before I really get into him, let me say this. I guess all that baby oil wanna waste after all because that motherfucker he slipped right out of some of this shit. I guess that baby oil did him some good this time. But you know what I will say? I'll say this. Even though I don't really care for P. Diddy, and the reason why I don't care for him is because he's an arrogant, egotistical type individual, and I've never really cared for him. But even if I wanted to care for him and took a liking to him, I don't think I ever could after I seen what he done to that woman that he dragged and kicked and fucking stomped and shit. And the reason being is, and I'm talking about females, especially black females. I have a lot of black females in my family. I had a mother, I had aunts, cousins, nieces, friends, so on and so forth. And me, as a black man, there's one thing I could say about myself, and there's probably many other black men like myself. I have never put my hands on a woman unless they had a weapon coming at me. But other than that, I'll run from a woman. So far as I'm concerned, you're a bully. But you know what? You got money. You put up a good defense. But how many niggas do you know that can afford to pay 7 lawyers? You had 7 lawyers. Now, even though you didn't get completely off, but the most severe charges, racketeering and some other shit you did, I think it was racketeering and sex trafficking. You got off on those because those were the most serious charges, And by the time your lawyers finish plea bargaining that shit, because the 2 charges that you got left, you could get 10 years each for each of those charges, which would give you 20 years. But me, myself, personally, I don't think you're going to get 20 years. I don't even think you're going to get 5 years. I don't think you're going to get no damn prison time at all. I think by the time your lawyers finish plea bargaining, you'll probably get probation. And as for these motherfuckers saying about you leaving the country, you can't leave the country when you're on probation. So I don't know who the fuck they've been talking to. But you know what? You remember O.J. Simpson? He got out of all his shit. And his ass was so goddamn arrogant, he went and did some dumb shit and got in trouble again. But by the time they finished with him and he left this earth, his ass was broke. Now you, P. Diddy, with your arrogant ass, I hope that all those people that testified against you, I hope that you don't seek vengeance against or towards any of those people that testified against you. Because one thing I do know, you was guilty of all that shit. But see, the thing was, you played the white man's game. I mean, you was up in that motherfucker like, goddamn, John Gotti. 7 motherfucking lawyers. Really? But the thing is, we're going to find out if you learned anything. I mean, even your boy, Jay-Z, rolled on you. So when he rolled on you, I knew that you had to be guilty of some of the shit that you was being accused of. But you know what? Ain't nothing slicker. But we used to say a can of oil, but I guess ain't nothing slicker than a motherfucking bottle of baby oil. Cause you sure done got out of this shit. But even if not, you still had an ace in the hole. Your boy, old Cheetah-Leany, you know what I'm talking about, Donald Trump, old doo-doo diaper Donnie. He probably would have gone on ahead and pardoned your ass. But you know what's weird? All the charges you got was federal charges. I'm trying to understand why you didn't get any state charges. So the feds or somebody in the federal government, man, you pissed off somebody and they came after you. And I got a funny feeling it's the people that you had that deal with behind that alcohol and you went behind their back and tried to get your own shit. And they set your ass up. Let me tell you something. I don't give a goddamn how much money you got. When it come to them motherfucking white folks, at the end of the day, you always gonna be a nigga. Trust and believe that. You always gonna be a nigga. You just happen to be a nigga with money. And even though you earned it, so you think the white man give it and he can take it away it. But you know what? I hope if I were you, and you get out of all this shit, what I would do if I were you, if you get out of all of it, don't get no probation or nothing. If I were you, I would leave this country and I would never come back. That's what I would do if I was you with all the money that you have. I would leave this country and never come back. Because these motherfucking white tea people, they are going to be waiting and they're going to be watching everything you do and waiting for you to fuck up. And should I say it like this? They're going to be waiting on you. If I know white people like I know them, they're going to be waiting on you to fuck up a game. With that being said, peace, love, and give someone a hug. Hey, now that this video has ended, it's time for you to click on that subscribe button below in the comments. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. We live in a world where we can all agree to disagree. Agreed? Thank you for your support.